Well, yeah, I'm glad that you brought up TikTok, your favorite topic of discussion. This is the first time that I've observed. Actually, I didn't even do this with January 6th, because with January 6th, I actually watched mostly Fox News, CNN coverage. I was watching things be streamed live. But on Saturday, this happened just as I was going for dinner here in Montana. And I, for the first time, realized just how important X, Twitter, is as a social media. It was a genuine utility for everybody that wanted to know what was going on. And I'm not going to Facebook to find out this information. I'm not going to TikTok to find out this information. I'm not going to Instagram to find out this information. I'm not going to the mainstream media to find out this information, like mostly peaceful but fiery assassination attempt from CNN or whatever the headline was.
Yeah, there were some headlines. There were some headlines that he was pulled from the rally because he fell down. And
Secret Service interrupts Trump rally.
Yeah. And, or there was a New York Times article just today that said, that referred to the assassination attempt as that somebody shot at the president during a rally. And you think, okay, so I agree with you. I think X has kind of proven its usefulness in this event over the weekend. Yeah, I spent probably more time monitoring what was happening there than I think pretty much anything else. Although I was perfecting a new TikTok dance, so I had to. That wasn't easy, but it's going to be a hit.
I tell you what else I didn't see much of. I didn't see much sort of crazy misinformation, wild accusations. I haven't seen much that people have really needed to row back. Now, is that the benefit of the platform, or is that simply just because of what users were talking about? You can't promote a tweet which lies about something that somebody doesn't actually post. You can only actually promulgate whatever messages people say.
That's right.
But yeah, I was really impressed. I was looking at X and going, "Holy fuck! Like, we need this thing." And I've not had that sense really before. It's just like, oh, it's, if you've got Truth Social on one side and you've got X kind of more toward the middle, and then you've got Threads on the other side, it's just another one of these. But it made me think differently, I think.
Yeah, I think it takes a little while for the crazy to come out, right? So I have seen some conspiracy theories that this was an inside job, and then of course all the the sort of the armchair executive protection specialists, talking about exactly what went wrong 5 minutes after the event, right? I think, okay, well, at least let the dust settle a little bit before
let's mop the blood up off the stage canvas.
Yeah, before might be good, but no, the imagery was amazing. The like him or hate him, right? And there's a lot of people on both sides of that for Trump, but you have to think, good God, right? I mean, the fact that he stood up, had the wherewithal to kind of like face the crowd, give him that indication that he was fine and he was, I mean, that's those instincts, right? You can't teach that, right? That's kind of in there somewhere. And so I think that was amazing, right? Again, people who hate him are going to say it was terrible. He shouldn't have shook his fist I did hear CNN was upset with him because he shook his fist at the crowd and said fight. And they were like, well, that seems inappropriate.
He's stoking a wartime rhetoric.
Right.
He just got shot.
He just got shot. They're upset because he's shaking his fist and and they're like, well, that's not appropriate.
Inappropriate to get aggressive when you've just been shot. Yeah, dude. I said this to Tim. Look, I sort of respect Trump in that I find him an interesting orator, and his sort of staying power has been impressive. But I've never before said that I admired him. I don't know whether it's because he's kind of like a WWE character, which he actually also happened to be briefly for a little while, or he's super gregarious and he's out there and he's all of these things. And he's like older and he's from a different culture and all of these things, lots and lots and lots of things, right? Yeah. And I saw that video and then I saw that imagery and I was like, that is fucking badass. That is there is no amount of media training or sort of top-down dictatorial rhetoric building and image sort of promoting that you can do to make being shot, then standing up and putting your fist in the air and going fight, fight, fight. That is him. That's his character.
Yeah.
That is his character. We saw everything stripped back. Who is the guy? Like, if you want to know who someone is, shoot them in the ear, right?
well, let's say, okay, now for those of you watching at home, that's let's step back on that guidance. But okay, kids.
Yeah.
No, but I take your point, and also the striking thing is just the contrast, right, between that and what we had been talking about on nonstop, right, on Friday and Thursday and Wednesday before that, which was
feebleness, fragility,
the mental acuity issues for Biden. And so that contrast, I think, is going to hit really hard for some time now, going through this election. And obviously, the Republicans will use that imagery, but I think they have
for the rest of time.
They have to be, but they do have to be careful, right? I mean, just, you don't want to, because look, there was a fatality there. People
maybe more.
Yeah, maybe more. And so I think they're going to want to. So I'm hoping what this does is, I hope it dials down the discourse. I hope it keeps things for a little bit of time. Again, I'm cynical, but civil. And I hope it makes the Trump campaign more reflective, right, about their strategy and their tone and the way that they approach things.
What does that mean? Be more specific for me.
Well, I think, look, everybody talks about how you got to win the moderates, right? You got to win the independents, if you're going to win it all in November. And I think if what we got was the Trump of old, right, he's not winning those people, right? Because they already left him in 2020. That's why he didn't win, right? Because they were like, I'm tired of the chaos. I'm tired of the noise. I'm tired of all of this. And so I think that if this makes him more, or the campaign more reflective, and they say, let's continue to dial it back. The Democrats are going to do whatever they're going to do. If they get back to throwing hand grenades, okay, fine, let them. But let's be the contrast, right? I think that's the way that you get, and then just focus on policies. Just talk about policies, nothing else. Right?
Well, you already had a little bit more of a pivot to a slightly more statesman-like version of Trump during the debate. And then after the debate, there was no posting about Biden. There was no silly tweet or what equivalent. There was none of that. Silence was his greatest weapon for the first time ever.
Absolutely. When your enemy's imploding, don't get in the way.
Don't get in the way. Yeah, precisely.